Welcome back to our reflections on the Sunday Gospels. They came to Jericho. As he and his disciples and a large crowd were leaving Jericho, Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, a blind beggar, was sitting by the roadside. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout out and say, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." Many sternly ordered him to be quiet, but he cried out even more loudly, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stood still and said, "Call him here." And they called the blind man, saying to him, "Take heart and get up, he is calling you." So throwing off his cloak, he sprang up and came to Jesus. Then Jesus said to him, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man said to him, "My teacher, let me see again." Jesus said to him, "Go, your faith has made you well." Immediately he regained his sight and followed Jesus on the way. Again, I'd just like to point out the context of what we're talking about here. That what immediately follows this particular scene is the Passion. So this is the end of the preparation of the Passion, if you would like to put it that way. And it follows one of those incidents in Mark where Jesus talks about the Passion, his Passion, the disciples misunderstand, and Jesus gives them a little talk. And the talk that he gives that finishes just prior to this is that famous statement about the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. So it's a sort of a climax thing, a simple statement. It's interesting to see that what they say to Bartimaeus is that Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. But Bartimaeus doesn't call out Jesus of Nazareth. He calls out Jesus, son of David. And in a sense, there is already an act of faith there. That's really, he's not just referring to Jesus as a human being who's passing by, but calling on him as one who could help him and believing that he could be helped. And then there's that opposition. Many sternly ordered him to be quiet, just as the apostles, the disciples, sternly told people not to let the children come near to Jesus, but an opposition there. And he goes on and says, "Son of David, have mercy on me." So really, it's a faith, and that's always the situation. In miracles, it's a question of faith. And it concludes with the fact that the young man, or not the young man, the beggar, follows Jesus on the way. And the way was a technical term in the early church to refer to the Christian life. I think some see rightly in this a contrast between this beggar and the disciples. Right, we're really coming to the conclusion of that section where Jesus is walking alone with the disciples and trying to educate them in terms of suffering. And you might recall at an earlier stage there was another healing of a blind man, but it took 2 stages. That healing, he could see vaguely and then he could see clearly. And that perhaps this one here is seeing the faith clearly, that Bartimaeus is the model of faith, not the disciples.
It's a wonderful scene, and I'm thinking Nicholas King again with the word immediately. Yeah. Like this happens that he follows him immediately. But the phrase that, it's wonderful. Clearly the man's a beggar, clearly he's blind and he's been shouting out, but Jesus asks him, what do you want me to do for you? And it's just such a beautiful expression of extending care to this man and not assuming anything about. It's like that the dialogue, the encounter with Jesus is an invitation to what do you want me to do for you? It's just, to me, so beautiful.
I thought I was running along the wrong track, but I'm not so sure that I was, because I pick up something that you mentioned, David, about just preceding it, wasn't it? It came not to serve, but to be served.
Yes.
And that's what kind of I held on to. And what I got from that, which I think led into the gospel story exactly, was Jesus is on about leadership. And that means availability and service. And here was Jesus open to what the person needed, not to what he thought he might want, but what can I do for you? Yeah, that was where I came to.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Virginia. We invite you now to just look at the text and look at it with the eyes of faith, not with academic eyes or in the light of what we've said, but what is it that you feel comes out of this encounter that you are having with Jesus now? We will invite you now to listen to the reading for a second time.
They came to Jericho. As he and his disciples and a large crowd were leaving Jericho, Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, a blind beggar, was sitting by the roadside. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout out and say, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." Many sternly ordered him to be quiet, but he cried out even more loudly, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stood still and said, "Call him here." And they called the blind man, saying to him, "Take heart, get up, he is calling you." So throwing off his cloak, he sprang up and came to Jesus. Then Jesus said to him, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man said to him, My teacher, let me see again." Jesus said to him, "Go, your faith has made you well." Immediately he regained his sight and followed him on the way.
The thing that came to my mind was, of all the things that we're doing at the moment, and it's having that faith that the Lord is going to give us the strength that we need to do it. It came to my mind, and I'm not sure how it relates even, but even Elizabeth's words to Mary, that she believed that what the Lord had said would happen, would happen. And I think that as we set out on ventures, we've got to have that confidence that the Lord will supply what is necessary. So I thought I might think about that in the light of our little Yukon thing we're working on at the moment.
And what struck me on the second reading was, don't be put off by the opposition. There's always someone saying, "Shh, be quiet, be quiet." But in this one it was, he shouted even louder, "Jesus, son of David." So for me it was just to remember, don't be silenced. Find your voice and stand up. Take heart.
It's humanly, it's part of human nature to shut up when people oppose you, and I think it takes strength to do that. Overcome it.
Strength.
It's very easy for me to make a presumption that I know what somebody needs. But if I take my starting point from Jesus, then it's, what do you need?
Yes.
And I think that's even true of myself. I think I know what I want, but what do I need? And so in my relationship with others, what is it you want? And then for myself, what is it that I truly need?
We invite you now to draw something from the Gospel that's practical, that is applicable to your life, so that what you're working with in the Gospel now will eventually become an aspect of your life. So look for something practical that you can apply. The Lord said, "Without me you can do nothing." And we're dealing here with our own graced life, And we need the help of grace. We need the Lord to give us the strength and the courage to implement what we have chosen. So let's spend a few moments in prayer. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate your spending your time with us to reflect on the gospel. I think the church is saying to us at the moment that our people should come back to the prayerful reading of the scriptures. And our effort here is just a small effort to try to encourage and to help people to do it.
Almighty ever-living God, grant that we may always conform our will to yours and serve your majesty in sincerity of heart through Christ our Lord.